You said earlier in our conversation you support organic growth.
Organic growth, yeah.
Can you define that for me, what that means?
Just when something happens naturally and the government doesn't come in and artificially stimulate it with public money.
So you wouldn't support economic development tools to help with cities developing them?
I could extrapolate from your argument that you would say capitalism ceased to exist before the L.C.D.C. was formed.
No, what I'm getting at is that in order for communities to help jumpstart and be competitive with other communities, this has been a tool that's been used for years and years and years. So if you don't have anything to bring to the table to help your community grow, you just say it'll just grow on its own, just let it be?
It's happened.
But so that's what you would subscribe to, just let it be for the future quarterly.
I don't really understand your argument. I mean, are you really saying that there would be no growth if it wasn't for the government coming in and stimulating growth?
No, I'm saying is that you use these tools to help areas that would languish for years and decades, just adding no value to the community, just by letting them do their own thing. I mean, if we have this argument, we have this conversation about what would happen in Riverstone if L.C.D.C. hadn't been formed, what would it be like today? Something would be out there, but would it be what it is today, and would the community be benefiting as much as it is from it? So that's the crux of the conversation.
There's there's pros and cons to it. Unless you had an absolute a scientific laboratory where you could run a test and you could have a control group and you could have the urban renewal happening or economic development happening and just compare the two. But you can't do that in the real world. So it's hard to justify one versus the other. Would something have happened? Well, we don't know. But the interesting thing about urban renewal is that there's a cost involved, and that the mere presence of urban renewal does affect property taxes. So the question that you have to ask yourself is that cost worth what the final result produces? So, can we get, when the district is all closed and everything's shut down, is all the stuff the district was all that beneficial? Would it have happened anyway, or would it have happened whether the district was there or not? I mean, and these are all philosophical questions. I'm not against urban renewal. I think there's a lot of things that L.C.D.C. has done that I completely agree with. The Riverstone, the Phase 1, absolutely. I think that's fine. Education corridor, putting in that infrastructure there, that's exactly what urban renewal, I think, is supposed to do. There's a lot of other stuff that has been done. There's a lot of potential that could be done. I mean, if, right now you guys exist, and if someone comes in and says, hey, we're going to bring in 2,000 jobs, and we want to put something in the old Atlas Mill site or somewhere up there, you guys are available to provide that infrastructure to help, like they've done in Post Falls, to help bring in the
infrastructure. Under your leadership, they would not have been, because they would not have gotten to this place. If you had the way that you have said that Dave Patzer pointed out earlier, they wouldn't be available. So that would be gone.
To answer your question, though, Tony, the thing is, there is a potential there, and we can go ahead and use it as an economic tool, as a competitive economic tool. But there's a lot of other stuff that L.C.D.C. has done that could have been legitimately funded through other means. And we could refer to McEwen Park for that thing, and that we could have done a bond, and we could have funded it with a bond. And there's a lot of other stuff that could have been done. There's a lot of stuff that you could call crony capitalism too, which is where people would come up and it'd be like, yeah, we're going to give you a grant, we're going to give you a grant here. And that was the stuff that I strongly objected to. But to your credit, for the past several years, L.C.D.C. has remained more focused on doing what I consider to be the primary function of urban renewal. So, congratulations on that. It's just, there's been a lot of issues in the public with L.C.D.C. I mean, you guys had to hire a PR agent to try to brush up your image a little bit.
Because of you.
Because I was being an activist citizen who's responsible.
Dan, you just accused these guys of crony capitalism. No, Ron, let me finish this. You just accused these people of crony capitalism. That is out of line.
Let's get back into what we're talking about here.
Ron, I need to make this point for Mr. Gookin.
Tony, are you done?
Are you okay with calling these people crony capitalists at this table, Dan? That's out of line. That's what you just said. Those were your words.
Giving public money to people who already have a ton of money is crony capitalism.